What's the market like, and what's it like buying or selling a home right now during coronavirus? That's next on Selling DC. I'm JP Montalvan, your sales, service, and success advisor. Remember to subscribe and follow so that you get the first look of what all the great homes and neighborhoods of DC, Maryland, and Virginia look like. This episode isn't about whether you should buy or sell or rent. This episode is about life happening even during coronavirus. It's about Alyssa and Pascal, who needed more space and needed to move out of their current rental. It's about Natasha and Scott, who needed to relocate for the military and find a home here in DC. It's about Derek and Gisele, whose family's growing and who needed more space for their girls. And it's about Bean and Nate, who needed to move to be closer to the hospitals where they work. That's next on Selling DC. You'll see that as we shot this over the last 8 weeks, protocols changed. We went strictly from social distancing to using mask and gloves. And finally, now we're off of gloves and moving strictly to washing our hands and using hand sanitizer, as that's what CDC recommends. Gisele and Derek decided to move from their row house in DC's Petworth neighborhood to a larger home for themselves and their 2 girls. Their DC row house was now too small, and they imagined having a larger yard, even a pool. They found that in the Chevy Chase neighborhood of DC. Next is the final inspection before buying the home. To minimize exposure, Derek stayed outside with the girls, and we walked Gisele through the inspection, maintaining social distance. Great, and so what you're gonna do, so let it run, and open up the sink bottom there, and with your left hand, the dry hand, run your hand along the pipes, just making sure that you don't feel any sign of wetness. So you see where the U in the line is? Okay.
It's dry.
As long as it's dry, we're good. Also, great. All right, so we can hit that. Turn that off.
Should I push
and
the disposal?
yeah, go ahead and push the disposal. We won't test it with a hand or anything like that, so no. We don't need to be in the hospital right now.
No, we should definitely take it out.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things that I recommend often is a snake to the street.
Yes.
I think that was one of the things we talked about in the inspection. Great. All right, so congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, excited?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very much so.
Awesome. It's a great home. And the walkthrough went great.
The kitchen table.
They did?
They did. Yeah, they left the, yeah.
Did you change your mind about it?
No, you want it.
Yeah? Alright. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
No?
That was the one thing he was like, oh, you think the table comes with it? I was like, no. And then it was in there. I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Very excited. It's a quick, I mean, I think it was only like 3 weeks ago that we were
Yes.
basically 3 weeks and change, maybe 3.5.
Yes.
So it's been quick, but it's been a crazy few weeks just sort of in general.
Sure.
And then
Absolutely.
around the house too, getting ready. So it'd be nice to have, we had the closing on our house Thursday.
Yes.
So that was nice to get that locked in. And
Absolutely.
Now this is the other big thing to get locked in.
Yes.
Nice to be able to sort of start settling in.
Yeah. Well, you know, you say everything, right? And we're social distancing because we're supposed to social distance right now. And so, but life goes on. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you guys is what, as you think about everything that's going on, and I know that you've gotten a whole lot of responses just how you were talking about it, what does it feel? What would you share with everyone in terms of going through this process while everything is going on, while we're facing coronavirus and COVID?
I mentioned it keeps you distracted, right?
Sure.
So,
yes.
I think the excitement kind of makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just trying to be careful. I mean, luckily we were sort of doing this right before
Yes.
things got really bad. But even when we came here, we were still, distancing and with the inspector as well. So we're just trying to limit exposure as much as possible, and we were able to e-sign all the closing documents for the sale.
Yes.
This one, I know they're taking a lot of precautions. We do the same thing with the move. We're gonna make sure sort of for the move and the cleaners, we're gonna be out of the way.
It probably would be easier on them, right? Because
Yes.
I'm sure it's hard for people to kind of distance themselves when you are allowed to.
Yes.
But just knowing like they know how to pack up your house and
Into a
we
great
were
home.
Happy it's wrapping up.
Yes.
Like that was the most nerve-wracking. Is like, well, this could all blow up, but maybe not. But our hope of like, no, like this is gonna work.
Yes.
We're gonna keep going. You were really helpful in that process and making sure that we stayed positive and like, no, we're fine, moving forward. So that was really helpful.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it was terrific to be able to help you guys. So, and I wish we could hug and all that kind of stuff, but we can't. But we'll celebrate in a month or two.
Yeah.
We will we'll have some champagne and
Yeah, you'll
celebrate.
Have to come back and see
Yes.
the work we've done.
Yeah, I want to see it, and the girls are excited, right?
Yeah,
They're ready to
look,
see the
they're
bedroom.
Still in the car, which is
Locked
shocking.
in. Yep.
Alyssa and Pascal started their search in January, found a great home recently in Columbia Heights, and this is about their walkthrough inspection, their final inspection before buying their new home. So what are we doing? Well, first, it's social distancing. We're outside, so we're making sure that we're maintaining more than 6 feet of social distance. Andrew and I are separated by at least 6 feet. Second, we're wearing gloves and masks. I'm not wearing a mask now because I'm outside, but I do have a mask ready and gloves on so that when I go inside, I can respect the fact that it's not my home, it's going to be their home. When you're buying a newly built home, it may not be fully complete at settlement. We recommended a professional pre-settlement inspection to Alyssa and Pascal. I know you want this to be a little better shape here, but are you excited?
I will be. I've never been.
I bet. I know, it's hard. It's hard with masks to be excited, right? Yeah. Well, can we get a picture of you guys in front? So if you wonder how we start showing a home, this is how we start it. I'm wearing gloves, so I'm less concerned about the key in the lockbox. But I'm gonna open the lockbox up, and this is a realtor lockbox. I've already entered the code. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna use the key. Now I've got gloves. If I don't have gloves, what I was doing earlier is I was actually using the hand sanitizer, bathing the key in the hand sanitizer, and then going into the home. We finished our tour, so now I can remove the mask. This mask has changeable filters, so I can change the filters. I can even launder the mask. Next, Natasha and Scott bought a great home in Old Town Alexandria. Natasha joined us on a Zoom call given the stop movement order issued by the military.
You can see us and hear us?
I can.
Awesome. Well, we won't be able to see and hear you. I mean, hear you. We can hear you, but we won't be able to see you. So if you need us to move around or point anything out, just let us know.
Great, thank you.
Sorry for the masks and the gloves, but you know that
Yes, stay safe.
welcome home.
So excited.
Even with Natasha stuck in Kansas due to the military's stop movement order, we use Zoom meetings, camera stabilizers, specialized sound equipment, and other technology so that Natasha could join Scott and I in visiting and inspecting their new home. It was fantastic to share in their excitement, even through video.
Like I said, if you have any questions, they'll explain it. And I'm happy to welcome you aboard. Great. All right. Thank you. Got it. All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Natasha.
Thank you.
Next, Bean and Nate, physicians here in DC, wanted to find a new home and found a great one in Columbia Heights, in between both of the hospitals where they work. We're going to check in with them at inspection. If you buy new construction, as part of your contract, you can ask for periodic visits. These visits can be especially helpful in gauging new construction progress and timeline. One super important visit is a home inspection. While new construction is generally inspected by a city or county inspector, they could miss something. With masks in place, the inspector here is teaching Bean and Nate about their new home, where everything is, and tips on improving and maintaining the home. County inspectors work to make sure new construction meets a minimum building code, but some items, like appliances or individual outlets, are not routinely inspected. Your inspector will educate you on what's right and wrong with your home, especially if you're buying your first home. Well-designed rooftop spaces offer a favorite hangout spot for building owners, and these amenities can increase a condo's value. These spots provide an open atmosphere where you can spend time relaxing and enjoying skyline views. During the pandemic, some condominium buildings have closed or restricted the use of rooftop decks. Large rooftop decks, like the one in Bean and Nate's new building, could allow them to relax outdoors while safely social distancing. Especially in times like this, it's exciting to be in a new home. Well, I'll do it in video. So excited, guys?
Yeah.
So excited.
All right, so new home for Bean and Nate.
Woo!
We hope you got a sense during this episode that life is still happening, that people are still buying and selling homes, and that we have ways to help them safely do so. We hope you're well and stay well. Remember, if you need help, we have resource packets for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Subscribe and follow because we'd love to stay in touch. Like this episode, tell us, what would you like to see more of? I'm JP Montalvan. See you next time on Selling DC.